Howdy, y'all, and welcome to the Gods of Frolic podcast. You know what? Let's change it up. Let's get crazy right away. It's a podcast? No. We got enough of those. You know what this is? This is a pup cast. Huh? Yeah, that's pretty cute, I think. The dogs agreed with me. I just asked them. So this is this is going to be all about our canine companions, our beautiful bouncing baby barkers, our favorite furry friends. No offense to cats or gerbils, or you know what, the whole range. Snakes are cool pets. Lizards are awesome. But that's not what this is about. This is all about dogs, behavior, their place in society. And will they ever go to college? Can they get degrees? I don't know. We'll find out together. I'm Michael Underdown, positive reinforcement dog trainer based in Los Angeles. Been doing this full-time for the last 12 years. I just want to say right here at the top, thank you guys so much for being here. Taking a little time to get some different perspectives can make a world of difference for you and for your dog. Last bit of housekeeping before we sprint forward across a beautiful field of flowers, watch out for bees, is all the lawyery, void or prohibited stuff. Remember, everything I'm offering to you guys is professional opinion. At the end of the day, it's your choice how you wish to proceed forward. What I will advise you, though, is anything you hear from me, anything you see on a YouTube video, is never going to be as effective or as in-depth as working with an actual positive reinforcement trainer. If you feel you're ready to take that step, I point you toward the CPDT website, the Council of Professional Dog Trainers. They have some lovely resources. You can find a certified trainer within your area. I can't stress it enough. Remember, you are the only voice that can advocate for your dog. Just like with your human doctor, just like with your priest, or I was going to say your politician, but that obviously doesn't apply in any way. Or we could even say a therapist. Any professional that you seek out their guidance to help with your well-being, there should be a foundation of trust. Should have the same thing with your dog trainer. That professional should be working with you and with your dog to create an environment where you both feel safe. The dog is the god of frolic. This is a quote from Henry Ward Beecher. I just said it so officially. So this is obviously the origin of the Gods of Frolic podcast, because for me it captures the heart of it. These guys are kiddos. They're, little jesters, and that's the essence of what they give to us every day. I will tell you a close runner-up was the God Spelled Backwards podcast, but I felt that would just end up capturing a bunch of disappointed Satanists, and, it's not going to work out well for anybody. So this episode is going to be called Empathy, 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 and there is a reason we are saying it 3 times, because I really see that as the foundation of everything I do. So as we're going forward with that amount of emphasis, well, let's just do a basic breakdown. Empathy involves what? It involves listening. Now, I very much wish that it resulted in your dog turning to you and going, "Oh, finally, mother, you're ready to listen to me, and I'm ready to talk. You see, it all began when I was but a puppy." They're not going to do that. That would be awesome. I want to live in that world. However, are they going to talk to you? Absolutely. And it's going to be through body language, through cues that dogs give. They are constantly talking to us. What I have to do is get humans to notice and to understand. And the thing about my lovely humans is sometimes we get ahead of ourselves. A perfect example of this is I'll have someone adopt a rescue dog, and on day 2 they decide, I'm going to take them to my favorite cafe and they're going to meet everybody. Well, maybe your dog has never had this experience before. Maybe there are things in the environment that they're going to notice and be concerned about, maybe even fearful of, that you don't. I don't know if you guys know this. Espresso machines are very loud. And there's a friendly approach that can happen with people that will still spook or startle a dog if they don't see it coming. When you observe dogs, you can also observe human behavior. People will approach dogs in like the craziest ways, getting down on the ground, getting into their faces. And all of this should be, first and foremost, you noticing, okay, you want to take your dog to the cafe, that's your ultimate goal. Well, what is their body language as you approach the cafe? What is their body language as you put them on leash? What cues are they already sending you that can give you some clues of the experience you're about to have? Everything I'm saying here can fall under the umbrella of an important piece of wisdom that my mentor taught to me, which is, in order to get the dog you want, you need to work with the dog you have. And of course, in order to work with the dog you have to figure out, what is the dog that you have? What are they scared of? What are they showing you they're comfortable with? What maybe is new to them? Oh, speaking of, umbrellas can be absolutely terrifying, especially for my LA dogs, as in certain circumstances, they've never even encountered them before, and they react accordingly. No, I don't like this at all, Mother. I do not care for it. There's something very odd and peculiar happening outside. There's water flying up from the ground into the clouds, or perhaps from the clouds down. I don't know. Oh, you're approaching the door. Oh, the door is open. All right, then I've got my leash and harness. I can be a brave boy. And all the smells, Mother. Oh, that's so interesting. Wait, what's in your hand? What is that in your hand? Oh, God. Mother, you've summoned some sort of squid demon from the nether realm. You can't have her. Get behind me, Mother. Yeah, that was harrowing, wasn't it? It's a dramatic reenactment based on real events. So that was also just fun to make. Hopefully that helps the idea to stick into your mind that dogs don't know what things are initially. To us, it's very easy to take things for granted. Oh, come on, it's a garbage truck. Stop barking. Or, oh, yeah, come on, dude, just get on the elevator. Let's go. Really and truly, they can be little alien visitors to our world sometimes. What does that circle back to? To empathy, because the more that we can understand, oh, you really don't know what's going on here, the more that we can help them and make them more comfortable. And now that we're engaging in that empathy, we can start to practice active awareness. Obviously, as I've already said, of the environment, what's going on in the environment, how is it being perceived by your dog, and then coming back to their main form of communication, which is that body language. Another great example from The Other End of the Leash by Patricia McConnell, she offers an exercise to people, is just you and your dog in your home, observe them, as if you were a biologist in the field. She encourages you get a notebook, you get a pen, and you, for a minute to 2 minutes, write down everything they're doing. Very, very specifically. Just pointed his nose at the ground and did some sniffing, cocked his right ear, raised his head, turned his body about 90 degrees away from the window, looked back at the window. And the point of this exercise is 2 points, really. One is to foster curiosity with our humans. And secondly is to show you how much information is coming from your dog at any given time. So it really is something where you're like, wow, they are sending signals. They are talking all the time. I would tack on one thing there as well, which is start to think about what it is they're feeling. Where do you see spikes of maybe a little bit of nervousness? Is there a delivery outside? What kind of body language is exhibited when that happens? All of this information is, again, going to put us into a place of noticing things, and noticing things is how we interrupt certain behaviors before they even happen. So because I think it's a really good example, let's stay with the delivery. Let's say you're sitting on your couch. You know it's around the time that our lovely UPS person is going to come up. Well, before you even hear the truck, your dog is already primed and ready. They may hop off the couch and go right to the window. Immediately, you're going to notice their body goes rigid or tight. You may even see the hackles go up. Ears could be pointed forward. Nose could be flaring. They are ready to go. Why? Because they are doing their job. They're about to perform the life-saving services of house guardian. The ideal time to interrupt this behavior is before that big giant bark explosion happens. So as soon as you see them run to the window, body gets rigid, ears pointed forward, go on ahead and try something. Do a high-pitched, high-frequency noise. It can be anything from a whistle to a click. You can try a kissy noise. Or what I truly love is some of my clients can't seem to do any of that stuff, and they end up just making some kind of ridiculous noise. Anything that gets the dog's attention. And y'all know what? Episode 1, I'll put my doggy treats where my mouth is. You go on ahead and test this out. Fire up a Bluetooth speaker and you play them silly noises for your dog and see what happens. So what happened? Did your dog perk up their ears? Did they look at you like you're losing your mind? Then that means it's effective. Now, this doesn't mean that it's going to get them to automatically give up the barking, but remember, if they're locked onto something and they look away from that thing, they are surrendering their focus. They are surrendering the very serious job of house guardian in order to look at you and check in with you. That's the first step. Now, in a future episode, I'll talk about why I use higher frequency noises, how I talk to dogs, even the language I use around training itself. But for now, this should be a good entry to maybe change up what your approach has been thus far. From your dog's perspective, a delivery person is extra scary because sometimes a dog can't differentiate between you and what it is you're carrying. So all of a sudden, the UPS guy isn't just a guy, he's this big scary box monster coming up the driveway to massacre you and your family. He has a box, and it's full of umbrellas. I know it! So with all this talk of body language, this is the moment where, regretfully, I have to face the fact that I'm not using the most visual medium here. There's some wonderful resources online. Look up Boogie the Boston Terrier body language. Not only is that very informative, it's also some really cute cartoons. And I will say that there are some things that are universal. One that I will bring up is the shake off. This is the one that we've all seen that dogs do. Typically, it's in the 80s, 90s comedy movie where the dog jumps out of the bath and they're like, no, and the dog's like, I'm going to do it, and they shake all the water off. But we see it all the time, and typically it is an indication of throwing off stress, of processing. The way I would describe it to my clients is, imagine if you just got out of a really intense meeting where you had to give a whole presentation and now it's done. As you leave the boardroom, you might feel your shoulders start to relax, your chest open up, your breathing's a little easier. Maybe you even roll your shoulders, do a little stretch. You would be experiencing some relief, but you're also resetting your system for whatever comes next. A shake-off is definitely one of the key expressions I'm looking for when I'm dealing with a stressed dog. Let's go all the way back to our cafe example. If you are walking your dog toward the cafe, they start to get a little hesitant. Maybe you see some other things that we won't talk about now, but we might bring up later. Stress yawns, ears pinning back, other little indicators that maybe they're not doing that great. Well, you suddenly turn around and walk away from the cafe, you might see that body language loosen up, and then you might see the shake-off. In that specific instance, that would tell me, okay, buddy, we just found your threshold. We found the place where we need to do some work to get you a little more comfortable. And that is exactly what I mean when I talk about building trust, because your dog is telling you in their language, hey, I'm a little weird about this. Can we go back? And now you've had the successful communication of them going, oh, phew, I feel way better back here. Shake, 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 shake. Like a big deep sigh. So let's stay in that moment for just a bit, that relief. Feels nice. This is consistently the breakthrough moment I will get in multiple sessions. It's really, really special because it's the first time that I can have my beautiful, blessed humans realize, oh, I haven't been listening. Because that's really what it comes down to. And I get it. Me and I'm sure every trainer out there, we all get the same calls. Oh, I'm here and he never listens. And I call him and he doesn't listen. And I'm scared and he's going to run into traffic and he jumps on everybody and he just won't listen. I got very passionate there, sorry. And then, of course, the thing that we have to bring in a gentle and a patient way is, okay, he needs to listen. I couldn't agree more. Are you listening to him? Now, this should be the moment where the sun parts through the clouds and all the umbrella nightmares are sent away and we all look at each other with tears in our eyes and we ascend into dog nirvana. Yeah, that would be awesome, but it's actually just the first step. But what an amazing first step it is. And guess what? I'm a positive reinforcement trainer for dogs, but also for humans. And here's another thing that I would like for you to do. I've given you so much homework, episode 1, right out of the gate. So proud of you already. But see, I'm doing it right now. Please empathize with yourself. Sounds like a weird yoga move, but stay with me. Celebrate the moments when you have made that connection, when you have noticed something that you didn't see before, when you are having some kind of breakthrough with them where you see just that moment of hesitation. Even if you still get the barking, even if you still get the insecurity or the issue or whatever it is, even those tiny moments are everything. Because those tiny moments stack together consistently over time gets us the progression that we want. I'll go a little deeper here too and say that yes, I want your dog to be less reactive. Yes, I want you to be able to go to that cafe. Yes, I want you to have the beautiful full life and experiences that you want to have with your canine child. And at the same time, I guess we are going to do dog nirvana. I'm going to be very meditative. Having done this as long as I have, the journey is really the point. That's where the bonds are formed. That's where we reach levels with them that honestly are hard for me to describe. Dogs can get terrified of things, like the umbrella creature from the other dimension. Imagine the amount of trust it takes to not know what's going on, to imagine that something is a threat, and to have this big, giant entity that's you, that's us. We are the giant entities that you look to and you trust with your life. You trust with everything. Even when you don't know what's going on, you make an active choice to trust them. And that choice that dogs make to give us their trust will always be amazing to me. It will always be a miracle. It will always be magical in a sense. And I do love having this medium of me talking. And as I kind of said earlier, we're now getting into the place that is hard for me to describe. What I'm vaguely gesturing at is the bond and the connection that we can have to dogs that's almost beyond words. Or actually, it is beyond words, very much so. So, why am I trying to describe it on a podcast? But I think you know what I'm talking about. Could I put it into body language? Could I do a tail wag and a big shake off and you would understand then? Perhaps. I'll have to maybe I'll do an interpretive dance or something. I think on that lovely note, this is a good place to wrap up episode 1. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your attention. I'm going to put up some other stuff eventually, but for right now, you can find me at underdowndogtraining on Instagram. And one more little bonus at the end, just because I'm very fond of it. Remember, if you are engaging in active training right now, it's you working with your dog. It's you and your dog on the same team addressing these challenges. Remember that. Please be kind to yourselves. Be kind to each other. I don't know, bro. Sniff some butts. Get out there. Live your life. That was for the dogs. That's not, no judgments. Do what you're going to do. I think I should probably end the podcast right now. I just ended it on telling you guys to go sniff butts. Great. Perfect.